Are you okay?
No, I'm just kicking. Look, she's pissed.
She's actually angry right now.
If you win again, she might punch you.
I kind of want to see it.
I know.
Jesus.
Can we get a flex off? 2, 1, go!
Get it done, girl. Get it done.
Come on!
Let's go.
She's struggling.
Turn!
He's struggling.
Ryan, go! Go! Grab the table with your other arm. Pull! 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 Pull!
Come on,
Pull! Pull! Come on!
Come on.
He's gonna do it.
Ryan! Ryan, stop laughing! Come on!
Oh my God.
Push! 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 Go!
He's gonna do it.
Use that muscle.
She's quitting!
Oh, come on.
Hit her!
A little more,
Hit her.
dude.
Go! Ryan, come on, bro! Put her down! He wins! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
That's a W.
Guys, I think we all know that steroids doesn't change biology, does it? And arm wrestling isn't all about muscles. There's a lot of technique to it, as she found out. These girls are pumping so much juice, they sound more of a dude than I do. You know, girls going to the gym, that's great, but when they take it too far like this, I don't know, man. It kind of creeps me out.
What you doing? You doing?
Wow, man.
You big fuck cup.
You have to pay for the drink. You know you dash like that, mate. You know you dash. You bitch.
Here we go.
She's just pinched and she's just hit a baby.
Hit a baby.
She's hit a baby.
Listen, go back in there. Now. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I fucking love you, one.
Don't do this.
What the fuck are you gonna do?
Wow.
Claw, go. Get it down.
Good man.
Get it down. Get this. I want a rowdy. I'm calling the police. Call the police.
So she stole a drink, spat in multiple people's faces, punched a security guard, hit a baby. She sounds like a right catch, doesn't she? This brings back a lot of memories, you know, dealing with obnoxious women like her, you know, spitting on people, saying things, doing horrendous things, and punching people. They're always the first to lash out and then play the victim when a guy restrains him or does what he's got to do. And fair play to this security guard, because she could have done that to the wrong dude and it could have gone real bad for her. So fair play to him for keeping composed and dealing with the situation. She has definitely gone through life hitting people and expected nothing back. You know, she is the prime example of a scumbag. She really is.
He's gonna f 1,000 guys in one day?
I want to be the first person to be with 1,000 guys in one day.
That should be illegal in the
Yep.
United
It's
States
illegal, man.
and
Gotta be.
Canada.
Oh, she's doing it in the States on January 26th. I mean, I'm
I'm calling the cops.
If you could handle with your people, maybe we deport her out of the States, because we might have to get Lily Phillips out of here before.
She can stay. I just
Before we get in
actually
line.
might like call the cops. I don't think it's like a 911, but it's just like when
Look at all these guys, man. Pouring in, queuing up to whap a chick. Like, all these guys are just as bad as him.
you call the police, you know, it might take them 30 minutes to call back, and it's just like, yo, I'm just letting you know this girl's about to bang 1,000 guys in
Man.
one day. I really don't think this is good for the neighborhood.
Where's her dad?
I don't think it's good for the county. It's definitely not good for the state, and it's not good for the country.
This girl is the Bizzle final boss. She is the final boss of Bizzleness, man. I remember seeing how she was after the 100 dudes in 24 hours. We covered it on the channel. She was completely traumatized and messed up from that, and she wants to 10x that. What the hell is wrong with these people, man?
What the hell is wrong with you people?
Like, for example, if my little cousin was getting bullied, he's 17, I'd slap a 17-year-old up.
Boy or girl?
Okay, think about that for a second.
Because a 17-year-old boy, depending on the boy, could mop you up.
No.
That's true.
Yo, Zoe, yes.
Hold on, Zoe. Let's back up a little bit. No, Zoe. Let's back up a bit. You think you're dealing with most 17-year-old boys?
Squabble up.
No, Zoe. Yo, you've got a bad.
Nah.
You've got an inaccurate perception on
I
things.
think a 17-year-old boy would mop me.
He's dealing with you.
You know what I think gave you too much confidence? Is just you running over little girls at rugby.
Hold on. You're telling me I could beat up a 17-year-old boy?
No, not the average high school.
The average boy, no.
You wouldn't even be able to deal with like the best 12-year-olds.
I was literally going to say, like most 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds would dice some girls up, man. I've seen it in the gym. I've seen it in the gym many times.
Come on.
on. I beat a 12-year-old boy's
No,
ass.
Zoe, think about what we are presenting right
Are
now.
you guys serious?
Think about,
She got the average 12-year-old.
no.
The
I'm
average
not talking.
12-year-old,
That's
yes.
not what I'm speaking about.
Oh,
think
sorry.
about
Said the
like
best.
think about the 12-year-olds that are problems.
Oh,
Zion at
Yo,
12.
high key,
Yeah.
the 12-year-olds that are problems are low key giving us problems.
Not gonna lie, in the coaching days, I've seen some kids come in like 12, 13, 14 that come in looking like more of a man and having more responsibilities than most men in that gym. And I remember there was a 14-year-old, he was a Golden Glove champion, and he used to give adults problems, this kid. He was a problem. And I remember him sparring women and men, and he gave everyone problems, and he was 14.
We talk about male flight and the devaluation of education. In sociology, male flight is a term used to describe a phenomenon where men leave spaces associated with women.
Male flight? The tendency of men to leave occupations that are becoming more female dominated. I have never heard of that in my life. Have you guys? Never
Or
heard
to
of that.
uphold traditional masculinity. In 1979, only 200,000 more women attended college than men. Nothing crazy. But by 2021, 3.1 million more women started to attend college. So now, unfortunately, education is beginning to be seen as some sort of feminine hobby that is being discredited. Which is why we've often started to see men in conservative media talk about how having an Ivy League education doesn't mean anything anymore, because women are actually more likely to go to them.
Or the fact that degrees don't matter as much as they used to because companies only really care about experience. When you give an employer your CV, I've seen it many times, they'll skip through all your qualifications and degrees and what you come out of school with. They just want to know what you've done, what experience you've got. That's all they care about, in my opinion. I knew someone when I worked nights in retail. She had a master's degree and she could not get a job. I'm pretty sure she's still there now, but she was working nights, making minimum wage. She had this crazy degree and she still couldn't get a job.
Girls always take credit for a dude when he's like the best, right? It's always like behind every great man there's an even greater woman, but you never hear behind every man that committed atrocities is an even more atrocious woman. Like Hitler's girlfriend, she sort of gets off the hook, you know what I mean? I was saying if she existed right now, she would have like a blog about how to spot dating a narcissist. Eva Braun would have a podcast with Anne Frank about how they're both victims.
Dang.
So there's this clip going viral online of a dozen women being asked the following question. Do we need men?
Here we go.
Most answered very quickly, no. And only one said she thought women needed a man in their lives, only one. But when men were asked a similar question, do we need women, most of them said yes. So why do you think that is?
Because men are useless. I mean, and by the way, I want to differentiate between straight men and gay men, because I think I would die without gay men. Nobody can gossip like gay men. Nobody can help you accessorize like gay men. Nobody can help you keep you from doing harm to yourself like gay men.
Well, newsflash, that building she sat in, the car she drives, the house she lives in, everything, the foundation of her life was pretty much built by men, whether she likes it or not. So claiming men are useless on TV is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
But with the exception of somebody like Steve, I think Steve is very self-sufficient.
That's Joy's husband.
But like my husband, it takes a village of women.
She's got a husband and she's saying this? Shout out to that dude, man.
To make sure that he's not emaciated, starving, and living in his own filth. He can, you know.
You're a demon.
Men have video games and sports. What do women have? Like
Video games and sports?
they have golf. We don't have like there's no sport that girls go play all day long with each other on the weekends. Like we don't have that. No, men have all these like little activities that they get to do, and I'm like, what
This
do we
isn't
do?
real.
Exactly. Like I'm like, interesting. I think about that all the time. I'm like, what would life be like if I had hobbies on a like things to do on a regular basis that don't involve eating, drinking, or being on my phone, or like the basics, like I read.
The hospital called. Your test results came back positive. You're a stage 5 dumbass.
All they're saying is, I don't have hobbies, so I'm a boring person. That's what it sounds like to me. They're people with no hobbies because they're boring people. Simple as that.
Is it just me, or is the idea of asking a girl to sign a prenup incredibly offensive?
No.
And only one way. Like I asked someone to sign a prenup because I had some like booming business, then I would be like, yeah, can you just sign this prenup because like I don't want to like lose all my money. But then like if a guy asked me to sign a prenup, I would be like, I would call off the wedding. Like I would literally call off the wedding.
What? Look, if a woman loves you and she cares about you, she's gonna have no issue signing a prenup. She won't. Because if you're with your soulmate, whatever, you're not even thinking about, you know, breaking up. A prenup is a protection. You know, because you don't know what's going to happen in 10, 20, 30 years. But hopefully that never happens. So if your woman doesn't want to do that, man, that's a red flag.
You would have called off the wedding if I asked you to sign a prenup?
Yeah, like I'm not even joking.
Run, mate.
I had no real ability to since you were with me when I was broke.
But
I
it's
couldn't
just like I think
one.
it's because guys don't like, in general, like they don't hold the same like values that women do in terms of like loyalty.
What?
In general, like I'm not saying like, you know what I mean, like.
All I'm hearing from her is just some feminist bullshit. You know, men are bad, women are the heroes, men are the villains, they're horrible, they're nasty. You know, the list goes on. That's all I'm hearing. I'm just hearing a bunch of feminist BS.
Okay.
Like I feel like guys in general just like aren't as loyal, and like guys cheat more.
You're a sexist.
That's cap.
That's the thing.
I'm a
about
feminist.
You. That's
Knew
that's
it.
what
I
we
knew
voted
it.
as, but you're a sexist.
I knew it.
It's giving
Whatever.
sexist.
Because we were watching Ranj, aka Real Housewives of New Jersey, like reruns, and like Teresa was saying that Joe had asked her to sign a prenup, and I just feel like that's like the biggest red flag. I mean, not to judge like anyone's marriage, like if your husband had you sign a prenup and you guys are happy, like, I mean, that kind of like proves me wrong, but I just feel like it kind of just to me shows like, I don't know, like it's like kind of like you're not like.
How this guy is in a relationship with her. I've been listening to her for 30, 40 seconds and I'm getting to the point where I've almost had enough.
You're already not being generous. In like as a man, you're already not being generous, and I feel like men should be generous.
And what should women
Men aren't generous?
Be spoiled.
Okay.
So her argument is women should be spoiled and, you know, signing a prenup is a red flag. And like I said at the start, I knew she was a feminist because all I was hearing was a bunch of bullshit. You know, her feminist values that go on in her head is all about superiority, not equality. You know, it's all about benefits to her and take, and men are bad, men are this, men are that. It's all the same shit.
Where should they be generous?
With money.
No, where should women be generous?
Oh, like with tender love and care.
I don't think.
Well, I'm not saying I do
Okay,
it all.
there you go. There you go.
There you go. She doesn't do any of that. She's just talking nonsense, man.
I do.
More than me?
Oh, not more than you.
Well, there you go.
Man, this guy needs to pack his bags and leave. He needs to run. He really does. 45 seconds of being sat and listening to that. Yeah, I would have made my decision right there and then. And her values on life and the way she looks at men and him and all that shit she was talking. Yeah, she is a red flag. That's what she is.
Do you think if the girl in the relationship starts gaining weight and the guy finds himself unattracted to her, do you think it's okay for the guy to tell the girl, I'm becoming unattracted to you. I hope that you can fix it, or I want you to fix it?
Yeah.
So if a guy says, I think you're becoming unattractive because you're getting a little fat, I think that's like a total red flag.
Let me ask you another question.
Why?
If your guy was to lose his job, is that okay?
No.
That's not okay. All right.
It don't matter, man or woman. Like, if you're losing attraction or, you know, there's boundaries you have in a relationship, being open and communicating about those things is part of an honest relationship. That's just what you do. You know, if I started dating a girl and she was 100 pounds when I met her and then she became 200 pounds a year later, yeah, I didn't sign up for that. I wanted to date one of you, not two of you.
What's the lowest amount of money you would your best friend off for?
Girl,
Whoa.
best guy, nothing. I wouldn't. Guy. I'm in a relationship, so no money either.
And then what if you weren't, though?
I've done it, so free.
I beg your pardon? What is one thing that men do not understand about women in today's generation?
All
They
right.
have no emotional intelligence, unless they're in therapy. A lot of men are like, all women are the same, all women are the same, right? And They just label you as women. But we're all different. We're all
To be fair, I don't really hear guys say that. In all honesty, it's if anything, I hear women saying all men are the same, all men are trash.
different and awesome.
Good man.
Yo, you know somebody that actually made good music, man? Lizzo.
Lizzo?
Hold
That's
up.
a songwriter, yo.
I can't get past the fact that she looks like the shit emoji.
Yo.
Very beautiful girl. She's got a very pretty face, but she keeps showing her body off. Like, come on, man. Come on, yo. I'm sorry. Listen, I ain't the most in shape in the world. I think I'm at least handsome, but a woman that's built like a plate of mashed potatoes is in trouble.
Savage.
What did he say? We think single motherhood has been around for a long time. It really hasn't. This is a new concept, and they use marketing campaigns to get you to accept it.
Okay.
1950s, 5%. Not a lot of children born to unwed mothers. We get to 2012, we're almost dang near half. Some communities, 70% of the children born to unwed mothers. Right now, the father absence is a crisis in America. I'm telling you this for a reason, because the guys that want to be fathers, probably half of you, will not even raise your kid from 0 to 18. The systems are already in place for you to not be in that home. So what does that lead to? Kids that grow up without a father, 4 times as much to be raised in poverty, 7 times likely to be a teenage pregnancy victim, more likely to experience child abuse. That's normally because a single mother has moved in another man. Child obesity. Are we seeing this today? 2 times as likely to suffer from obesity. 73% of the prison inmates were raised in single parent households, primarily single mothers.
Wow, that is definitely statistics feminists don't want to speak about. You know, and I can definitely relate to that. I grew up without a father, and I had to go out there in the world and learn the hard way with a lot of things. You know, I didn't become an adult until I was like 22. I really had to jump in at the deep end and become a man the hard way. I made a lot of mistakes, got in a lot of trouble, did a lot of shit. I was just, yeah, I didn't have a father there to check me. And it's kind of rare nowadays that, you know, even all my pals, people I know, most of them don't have the mum and dad at home. It's always like a stepmom, a stepdad, or a single parent for that matter. Having a 2-parent household is a really rare thing these days, unfortunately. Discussing Taylor Swift and fat phobia. All right.
In Taylor Swift's new music video, she has an imagery that directly contributes to anti-fatness. There's a moment where she's in the bathroom with what can be visualized as her inner critic, and she steps onto a scale and it goes to the max weight and it says fat in big capital letters, and there's this kind of like moment of disgust and critique. I think what she's trying to visually communicate is her struggle with beauty standards and body image, which so many of us can relate to. There are 7 bazillion ways that she could have communicated that without contributing to anti-fatness. And some of you might be saying, Angelina, is it really that serious? Is her stepping on a scale really that big of a deal? And is it really contributing to fat phobia? And the simple answer is yes, it is.
Obesity is a big time problem. Especially in some countries, it's like 70 to 80% of people are obese. I think a bit of fat phobia will do those places some good, mate. You know, and if this girl here was a fella and she grew up with the boys, you know, you growing up, people calling you fat, taking the piss out of you, you wouldn't care. You know, I've got fat pals. We take the piss out of them all the time. And when I've put on some timber, they take the piss out of me. Like, guys don't really give a shit about all that. And these sensitive wet wipes, they need to wear a crash helmet going through life if they think everyone's going to cater to them.
Put me with the girls who want to be rich. Like, I'm tired of this. Like, I want that black girl luxury. I want to wake up and do anything I want. I want to have my own business. I want to have my own YouTube. I want to have my own everything. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to work for nobody.
Welcome to adult life, mate.
And it might sound so lazy. Like, people be like, well, what's your dream job? I don't have no dream job. I want to get up and literally do what the fuck I want to do. Eat what I want to eat. Why are we paying for groceries? Why are we paying for food? I want to get up and take a vacation whenever I want to take a vacation. Like, in reality, I don't even think we really supposed to be working for real. Like, we's not supposed to be doing this. We supposed to be waking up, growing our own food, picking our own, you know, veggies. Like, I'm tired of this. Like,
well, 99% of people who go to work don't want to go. They do it to to pay their bills, put food on the table and provide for their families. It's not something anyone wants to do. We have to do it, and that's just part of adult life, and you've just got to get on with it. And if you want to change that and build a business, then you've got to use all your spare time to grind towards it like your life depends on it.